Hey guys, I'm back again. I'm on my lunch. Got to be back in like 15 minutes. So, I thought we were over the pretty privileged conversation, but apparently it has resurfaced. I've always had a love hate relationship about the term pretty privilege. I just kind of believe it was just women's way of making themselves feel better about themselves by tearing other women down. I always felt like it was a gaslighting piece. I just always felt that way. So Sweetie, who used to date one of the Migos, um basically said she's been blackballed because she's going through what's called pretty punishment. And the truth of the matter is, being beautiful, right, conventionally attracted by societal standards, being the dime piece, being a nickel bag plus 4 cents, right? It gets you access to places that other people wouldn't get into, right? But it's the talent, it's the wit, it's the intellect that gets you further. It gets you the connections. It gives you that motion. See, being pretty just gives you access to be around certain people, but you're just there for the look. Getting inside those doors for the lucrative contracts, to be in rooms with other people, it takes more than just being pretty. So for Sweetie, it's not her beauty that's holding her back, it's she's lazy. See, Sweetie thought, because I look this way, I can get all these endorsements, all of these features. But the fact of the matter is, if you're not working hard at your craft and people see you as just any regular, I think Sweetie is biracial pretty chick, it doesn't cut it, because for one Sweetie, there's 12 others. And out of those 12, it's four of them that's really busting their ass in their craft. You just coming in here, I'm Sweetie. I dated one of the Migos. I had a feature here and there. Take me. No, you got to do a little bit more than that. You got to put in a little more work, right? It's the same thing as Tyler. Tyler didn't do good in the United States, sans the, I won't call it arrogance, but sans the standoffish attitude. There's like six other Tylers. There's nothing unique about you for people to be like, yeah, we want her. I miss the artists of the 90s, the late Aaliyah, and even early 2000s, like Ciara, Maya, um, Missy Elliott, Mary J. Blige, because it was just a range of talent. Now, those who were the dancers like Aaliyah, it's very difficult to not just be able to sing, but to dance and have the choreography to go along with the mood of the song in the video. That's not easy to do. It's not. And in the 90s, there was different genres being built. The neo souls was coming in. It was a little bit of crossover with pop. So you had to be able to have the range. It was a lot of hard work in the 90s. The reason why Missy Elliott is such an icon in the industry is because when she first came out, Missy was a big girl, was up here dancing, pop locking, and moving, and very unique in her style, like super duper fly, The Rain. She had a hefty bag on. I can't stand the rain. There was just, it was fun. It was fun. It was quirky, but she got down with the lyrics and the verses. Tweet. Oops. Right? They brought something special. These were beautiful women. Maya, when Maya came out, it's all about me. Right? Then Case of the X. Then Getting the Best of Me. Right? Moving on. You brought something special to the genre. Beautiful women who was more than just beautiful faces, right? Alicia Keys. When the last time we heard somebody on a piano like that? Blending in hip hop with a little bit of pop. India Arie with the guitar. Right? They brought something unique to the table besides their looks. You just coming in with your looks. And I can't fully blame Saweetie and women like her. I blame the industry. Because what happened starting in '05 to current, talent went out the window. All you had to do was be light skinned, mixed race, with a big ass, and just pretty. We got the auto tunes, we got the backup singers. You don't really need to do nothing else. So the talent and the seriousness in the industry went completely out the window. So now these women are just coming in, just looking good. Even when it came to the auditions, the requirements was, remember that big controversy? I don't know if it was like for one of Kanye's videos. It was A, B, C, D, E, and F, right? Dark skinned women was F, right? If you was fat. The A's were light skin, mixed race. They really had a list of what you were supposed to look like to be in the A category. A on the grading scale means excellent. So you had all of these beautiful women coming through who was just pretty. And they got into the industry with little or no talent. Put on a feature here or there, right? And that's it. But I call this the pretty privileged pipeline in the industry, because what ends up happening is with these beautiful women, they're always linked to a rapper. Not just any rapper, but a problematic one. Saweetie with one of the Migos. Not Takeoff, not Offset. What was the Quavo? She's with Quavo. They was problematic down the road. Rest in peace to Takeoff. But they was problematic down the road. Offset was on his David Ruffin. There was rumors going around that, Offset and Saweetie was playing in the sheets. These beautiful women end up being passed around to rappers in the industry under the guise of, we're going to give you a contract, you're going to be on this feature, you're going to get this endorsement. These women turn around and become passed around to these men and end up being baby mothers, and eventually you're on Love and Hip Hop. You become a reality TV show star. So, pretty privilege, right? Although it's thrown in people's faces, there's a dark side to that. And Saweetie, with everything coming out now that allegedly she like an escort, it goes to show you how the industry treats beautiful women. That's why I have a love-hate relationship with the term pretty privilege, because at the end of the day, the baddies are getting played out. The baddies is getting pumped and dumped. They're getting ran through. They're coming into an industry for stardom. They're coming into an industry to get famous. And what happens is they end up being pass arounds. And then you become a reality TV star. Whether it's baddies, whether it's Love and Hip Hop, you become that, dealing with problematic has-been rappers or current rappers going through a whole lot of bullshit. His baby mamas, his mama, them. Like, that's what happened to the pretty ones. And I feel bad because at the end of the day, they're coming in for stardom. And in the industry execs um has another plan for them. How many Swadeys never got a contract? How many Swadeys got passed around? A whole bunch, unfortunately. A whole bunch of them, unfortunately. So, Swady, it's not your looks, my darling. Low key, you are lazy. Because you really think me just being me, I'm going to get it. No, you got to go back in that studio, get you a new team, and really hit the ground running. She had a couple of features. She was good. But again, you're lazy. And you done fell in into this pretty privileged industry passed around pipeline. You done fell into it now. So people don't take you seriously. They don't take you seriously now because it's just like, what? So I want, light skinned mixed race women to be very, very careful when you're going into this industry. It's more than just your looks. You got to come in with the wit. You got to come in with the discernment because if not, you're going to be a part of that pass around industry. You don't want to be a part of that. You don't want to be a part of that. Like, you really want to, Maya is a perfect example of that. Like, Maya was not trying to be a pass around and she low key got blackballed. I remember with the game lied and said he fucked her and tried to call her industry chick, and he had to apologize because she was like, "What you talking about?" Jay-Z wanted his hands on her and she said no. She got blackballed. Now she's independent. Maya, she's gorgeous. But Maya has discernment and intellect to know how these men are. I'm not trying to fucking suck you under the fantasy of getting ahead so you can put me with some trash ass rapper who always got some shit going on and I'm gonna end up being a baby mama. No. No. So that's what you got to be careful with. Don't fall into that. Okay? All right, guys, let me get back to work. But that was just my little spill about um pretty privilege. Like, don't fall into that trap, ladies. You can be in the entertainment industry, but you got to have that intellect, that wit, and that discernment. If not, you will be the pretty privilege passed around slash baby mama slash reality television show. Okay? So if that's what you want to do, that's fine, but don't blame it on you being pretty. Okay? If you know you got talent and you know you got wit, showcase it. You ain't got to suck nobody dick and you ain't got to be no rapper's little passed around to get ahead. Because we don't want to hear you throwing that you pretty in folks' faces where there's pretty women like you that has their contracts and got their music going because they got talent behind that. Pretty gets you to the door. Intellect and talent gets you through it. So do you want to be at the door or you want to be inside? The power is yours. And I'm out.